Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Solana has just confirmed this short-term warning signal, while Ethereum is now running into this critical area of support in the short term, while Cardano is now playing out this bullish continuation pattern, while XRP is about to break from this short-term pattern at any moment now. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Ethereum chart, and right now the price of ETH is still playing out bullish price structure on the larger time frames, forming higher lows and higher highs, and still bouncing from this massive ascending line of support, which is sitting at around 2.4k. So not a lot has changed on the larger time frames over the last one day. Technically speaking, we're still playing out a bull run on the larger time frames, but if we're taking a look at the 3-day time frame, of course, we're still struggling, at least in the short term, around this strong level of resistance that I've been warning about over and over again here on the channel, sitting at around 3.2k. But if we can finally see a breakout above 3.2k, in that case we can start looking towards around 3,500, and then once we break out above 3,500, we can start looking towards around 3.9k to 4k. But for now, 3.2k is still acting as strong resistance. And if we're taking a look at this daily time frame, right now the price of ETH is still playing out that rejection from this major area of resistance on the daily chart, sitting in between around 34.30 to around 35.60 approximately, which once again is still acting as strong resistance, as we can see right here. And as for support, right now the price of ETH is testing this area of support based on previous support and current support in the price, sitting in between around $3,000 to 30.50. So just above 3k, we do have short-term support right there. But if we break back below around $3,000, in that case, would likely drop back down towards this area, which was previous resistance, and should now act as new support, sitting in between around 2.7k to 2.8k. So once again, that is coming next if we actually break below this area of support, which means a break below 3,000. But for now, this is still currently acting as short-term support. So basically in the short term, the price is just chopping around sideways within a sideways price range between support and resistance. And it's pretty much safe to say at this point that on the 4-hour time frame, we've effectively invalidated this falling wedge pattern, because of course we broke out to the upside here, but we were simply lacking the bullish momentum. We didn't really see any follow through here. We were lacking bullish momentum, as the price of ETH is still being held down by strong resistance here on these charts right here. And so the short-term situation for Ethereum is that right now we're simply lacking momentum in Ethereum, because ultimately we're just chopping around sideways in a bit of a sideways price range right now. That is the short-term situation, lacking momentum. But zooming out, looking at that weekly time frame, technically speaking, we're still playing out larger bullish price structure, despite what happens here on the smaller time frames in the shorter term. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 2-day time frame, of course, right now we're sitting just underneath that all-time high, close to 260. 260 is basically the all-time high. And as I've recorded in this video, we're only a little pump away from that all-time high level. In fact, if we simply repeat the pump that we saw over the last 1 week or so, again, from where we are right now, then that will put us into new all-time highs. And so it's clear that right now on these larger time frames, despite what happens in the short term, once again, on the larger time frames, we're currently within a larger bull run. And if we're taking a look at this 2-day Solana chart, the next major price target to the upside, once we actually first break out into all-time highs, because obviously, as I've said in recent videos here on the channel, that could act as a bit of resistance in the short term at around 250 to 260. But once we can finally break out into all-time highs, breaking out above 260 with confirmation, so candle closes above 260, in that case, looking at the next major price target to the upside, which is this 1618 Fibonacci extension, sitting at around $312, nearly $313. And so just above $300 is likely coming next after we first break out above 260, because remember, between now and then, that 260 level could act as a bit of resistance. But that's talking about the larger bull run that we're currently in, which can take some time to play out. But ultimately, when we're zooming into the slightly shorter term, looking at the 8-hour time frame, maybe for the next couple of days, we might actually see a bit of a buying opportunity potentially, either a short-term pullback or just some choppy sideways price action for a couple of days here, just talking about the short term once again during the larger bull run, which we can see little pullbacks here and there during the larger bull run, because right now we've just confirmed a new bearish divergence on this 8-hour Solana chart. As I've said in recent videos here on the channel, we were forming this bearish divergence, but now this has technically been confirmed because we have confirmed the lower high in place in the 8-hour Solana RSI. And the last time we saw this was just a couple of weeks ago back here, and what came next was a bit of a pullback in the price of Solana over the next couple of days or so before ultimately we continued that larger bull market later on. And so just don't be surprised if over the next couple of days, 1 or 2 days, potentially we see a slight little pullback. Don't be surprised, because that is a very common outcome from a bearish divergence, and in fact probably the most likely outcome just in the short term here. But remember, that can still occur during a larger bull market and could present potentially a bit of a short-term buying opportunity. Not financial advice, but if we're looking at how the last time turned out, obviously that was a great buying opportunity last time. And if we're looking at short-term support levels, I would expect a lot of support in between around 225 to 228 approximately, based on previous resistance now acting as new support. But if we break back below around 225, in that case, I would expect more support at around 219 and more support closer towards around 210 to 212. And if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto to maximize your profits in crypto during this larger bull run, and even if the price is pulling back here, personally, I take most of my trades over on Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there's also Bitfinex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitfinex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitfinex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitfinex below this video, and if you use that link, you can get up to a 5.5k deposit bonus, and only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever, but that's only available if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. So as another option out there other than Bybit, one that you can access from the US, once again, there's Bitfinex. Links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. But with that being said, taking a look at the price of Cardano on the weekly time frame, because Cardano is still one of the top suggested altcoins in the comment section below these videos. And also over the last 1 day, Cardano did have a nice pump, so I thought I might as well cover it in today's altcoin video. But right now, the price of Cardano here on the weekly time frame is running into this 50% retracement level, sitting at approximately 82 to 83 cents. And so just in the short term, we could find a decent amount of resistance at that level. But once we can finally see a strong confirmed breakout, ideally with candle closes above around 83 cents, in that case, we could be heading up towards this golden pocket next, which is sitting in between around $1.12 to around $1.23 approximately. So that is the next major price target for Cardano once we can actually first see a breakout above around 83 cents approximately. But it's clear that on the larger time frames, the price of Cardano is playing out bullish price structure. We're seeing higher lows and higher highs, clearly in a bull run as of right now, no matter what happens in the short term. And if we're taking a look at the short term on the 1 hour time frame, right now the price of Cardano is actually playing out a bullish continuation pattern, which is a horizontal triangle pattern, also known as a symmetrical triangle pattern. And essentially we entered the pattern in the bullish direction and we've exited the pattern in the bullish direction. So this is known as a bullish continuation pattern. And a typical horizontal triangle pattern, you would measure the price target like this, and in this case we've almost hit the price target, which is sitting at around 85 cents approximately. But as a bullish continuation pattern, if we're taking a look at a flagpole price target, that places the price target at approximately $1.08. So from the point of the breakout to that price target, that was a total possible move of around 43%, or even from from where we are right now as of recording this video to that full technical price target, that's still over a 30% pump away. And so technically speaking, this is an active price target right now based on this bullish continuation pattern, once again at around $1.08. So that's a 30% move that's possibly coming next. But remember, we cannot ignore resistance. We still have that strong resistance right here based on this 50% retracement level. So we need to break out above this 50% retracement level with confirmation, and then we can start heading towards some of these much higher price targets. And if we're taking a look at Cardano versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, in case you're new to this, basically if this chart goes to the upside, it means Cardano is outperforming Bitcoin, and if this chart's going to the downside, it means Bitcoin is outperforming Cardano. And over the last couple of weeks here, we've seen a huge bullish move on this chart, which means Cardano has been outperforming Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks here. And what's very interesting is right now we are bouncing from this huge area of support, and the last time we bounced from this area of support back during around 2019 to 2020, and also right here at the very beginning of 2021, these times back here we saw these huge bullish reactions, basically bull runs from this area of support. And right now we're potentially just beginning this next major bull run in Cardano versus Bitcoin, and we're also playing out a huge bullish divergence on this chart as well, which is of course bullish. And so this is a sign that we're potentially finally ending this huge bear market of Cardano versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, because once again, the last time we bounced from this area of support, we ended that previous bear market and entered into a new bull market for Cardano versus Bitcoin. But in order to be more confident that we're officially out of this bear market in Cardano versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, we ideally need to confirm at least one higher low or higher high in this price chart, which for now we've not yet technically done. So ideally, once again, we need to see some sort of higher low actually form, or ideally breaking out above a previous high to form a new higher high. But with that being said, taking a look at XRP, which is one of the top suggested altcoins in the comment section down below these videos. And right now, XRP on the weekly time frame is trading between this golden pocket and the 78.6% Fibonacci level. So this 78.6% Fibonacci level is currently acting as strong resistance. And this is basically at around $1.30, but the resistance really starts closer towards around $1.26, going up towards $1.30. So in that price range, just underneath $1.30, we do have strong resistance right there. And as for support, we have this previous area of resistance, the golden pocket, now acting as new support, sitting in between around 94 cents to basically $1. So expect support in that price range. If for whatever reason we see a little bit of a pullback, I would expect support in that price range. And once we can finally see a confirmed breakout above around $1.30, above this Fibonacci level, in that case, we can finally return back up towards these previous highs that we set back around April 2021 approximately. So we're talking around $1.70 to $2, which will come next after we first break out above $1.30, because remember, we should still find strong resistance around there. And if we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 2-hour XRP chart, right now the price of XRP is essentially forming the same pattern that I just talked about for Cardano on the Cardano 1-hour time frame. So this is possibly a bullish continuation pattern if we break out above the resistance. And this line of resistance, by the way, is sitting at around $1.14, and this line of support is sitting at approximately $1.08. And so if in the case we break support here, in that case, we can just look at the normal technical price target for a horizontal triangle pattern, which would be sitting at approximately 91 to 92 cents. So from the point of the break to the downside to that price target, that's a possible 15% move to the downside, which could actually be a trading opportunity we could take here with a possible short position. But as always, that's not financial advice. I'm just pointing out a possible trading opportunity. And I want to make it clear that right now, this bearish price target, at least as I've recorded in this video, is not currently active. It's not in play because we haven't confirmed the break below this line of support. So we'll still need to see a candle close below this line of support in order to activate this bearish price target. But if in the case we actually break out above that line of resistance, then that will set up this bullish price target at around $1.35. And if we're looking at a flagpole price target, that will set up obviously a much larger bullish price target. And if we're looking at that move, that sets up a price target at around $1.73. So essentially these previous highs would be coming next if we actually see a breakout above this resistance and then of course breaking out above around $1.30, which is also acting as strong resistance. And if we're taking a look at the XRP Bitcoin chart, XRP versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, it's the same concept as that Cardano versus Bitcoin chart. So if this chart is going to the upside, it means XRP is outperforming Bitcoin, etc. And right now we're potentially repeating history, seeing a huge double bottom pattern, very similar to what we saw near the beginning of 2021, massive double bottom pattern from the same area of support as well. And obviously what we saw last time was a huge bullish move in the price of XRP versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame from this area of support, playing out a huge double bottom pattern. So if that, for example, repeats and we come back up towards these highs right here, measuring that move from the current price towards these highs, which would be acting as strong resistance right here, we're talking about more than a 100% gain. So essentially the XRP price doubling, but that's against Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes to the upside, XRP would go even higher if we simply repeat history. And so that is the situation that's playing out on the larger time frames right now. But remember, we cannot ignore short-term resistance. And of course, it is very normal to see a little bit of pullback here and there, or sideways consolidations here and there during a larger bull market. And if you want to trade those moves in the price of any crypto, no matter if they're bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then once again, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.